All right, Shalom, Shalom. First things first, I want to give all honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Pakadash, Barakati Yahweh, Baki Yahshai, for his truth, knowledge, and wisdom, and give double honor to our apostles and elders, which are apostles is a great millstone. And to you, hope for the elect on the four corners of the planet Earth, confusion face also that's coming in these last days. We're almost home, man. Like I said, we just got to keep in hope, faith until the end. And Abba Raphael will be a part of that glorious number, man. We're going to jump right into it. This is going to be a video more on, this is a part 2 of the video I did before the COVID and the whole 5G thing. But majority, I'm going to take a different route on this type of video. Brothers have been sharing this video about this Jake that worked at a radiation facility. I'm getting ready to play this. And then once I play this, I'm going to play another couple videos, and then we'll get into some scriptures. And Lord willing, it's edifying to show different aspects. Like I said, disease, 5G, whatever, something's taking place on a wide scale, and Esau's behind it, man. But the Most High is the main one that's pushing this agenda to help deliver the elect, man, and to destroy Esau and punish him for the things that he's done and the planet Earth, all right? So parts of the nations on the planet Earth, mainly Esau and the nations that have co-signed, if you read Psalms 83, that'll show you the list right there. And then setting up the kingdom of heaven, which belongs to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans under the rulership of Yahweh Shah, man. All right? Let's go ahead and play this video, and then we get into some more scriptures.
I do comparative pathology research. This is my work ID. I work for Well Cornell Medicine on 68th New York. I do comparative pathology research. We deal with biohazardous materials and radiation particles. We inject animals like rhesus monkeys, rats, and mice with diseases and radioactive agents. 2 weeks ago, when I went to work, I noticed the security guards were in Tyvek hazmat suits and they were armed, which is not normal. But I didn't pay it any mind. I go upstairs to work, I clock in. My boss is like, yo, listen, you're not needed, but we need you to surrender your Geiger counter. My Geiger counter was attached to my ID because we deal with radiation emissions in my department on the 7th floor, which is the only department that deals with radiation. But they wanted me to surrender my Geiger counter. When I left work, the only people that were left in my building's facility were the scientists, the professors, the researchers, and security guards that were armed. It's not the virus that's getting people sick. It's 5G network from the radiation. And the reason why they have me surrender my Geiger counter is so if I'm in proximity of people that have 5G networks, my Geiger counter is going to detect that I'm in a proximity of radiation. That's what's getting people sick. That's what's getting people with respiratory issues. That's why some people are dying. Now, my homie works for Verizon. He got a message via email from corporate instructing him and his 100-man crew to pump 5G network cables throughout the tri-state area, whether buildings or houses were abandoned or not. The letter said, if your crew gets sick, we'll send them home and you keep on working. Don't worry, when they say that the oil is short, you'll be first dibs to get the oil. The oil with the cure. Exactly. That's deep, bro. I'm glad you came up.
See? So, like I said, is this video real or not? It's being put out there and being shared, man. All right? Because if you see here, too, see 5G. Let me see if it'll come up. See, look at this. This is why they said this.
The bigger concern is if the actual phones sell through into Q3, because I think people are banking on Q3 smartphones being good once we get through this coronavirus concern. So that's why we're still more positive on the data center names like AMD, NVIDIA, and even ADI now has just reported solid numbers this morning. So I think you still want to be more exposed to data center if you want to de-risk yourself of the supply chain issues, but it's not really surprising that people are buying the dip on a quarter push out.
All right, so it's really data center that's driving your thesis, right?
Data centers are primary thesis for 2020. That's why we're long AMD, NVIDIA, ADI.
I'm trying to get to a point on this, but if you see right here, the title says 5G infrastructure will be built regardless of coronavirus concerns. See that? And then you have different people that are concerned about this 5G being rolled
My
out.
best friend's teeth were disgustingly yellow until she did this. They were stained for over
5G fifth generation technology promises faster download speeds.
See, you see, doctors call for delayed deployment of 5G due to health risks. So now the same doctors, they're worrying about so-called cases of coronavirus. They ain't worrying about this 5G anymore, man. All right, so things, and you have crews that are installing these things, different places. Let me see, 5G. Let me see if it'll pop up on this. But there was a lady that came in and pretty much walked up to a group of people installing 5G and checked them, was like, why are you installing these right now, man? You know, why is this being installed right now? And the crews didn't even really have an idea. But like I said, they'd be made to go and install these things while everybody's at home, man. All right, while everybody's, oh, here it goes right here. The water, y'all about to shoot me outside the water. It says more 5G installations during lockdown confronted by member of the public.
Hi guys. Do you work for the NHS?
No.
Who do you work for?
We're community fiber.
So what are you laying?
Fiber.
Fibre. What kind of fibre?
Fiber optic 5G ones.
But you're not supposed to be within 2 meters of each other, and you're supposed to be essential. Is this essential work?
I think so. I don't know. They just send me to do the job. I just can't.
So I don't understand. It's not essential, and you don't work for the NHS. So why are you doing it? Does it not negate the government's guidelines?
If you want to make a complaint.
Who do I complain to? Who's your boss?
I have a number for a courtesy board. Where is the white van and the red barrier?
See, so they pretty much laying infrastructure while everybody's supposed to be in the house, man. So something's going on, man. But right now, let me show a couple more videos. Right here, this lady is saying 5G, and this was on December 18th, 2019, about 5G killing trees around. Okay, so if you see here, she goes through and shows you how these trees right here are being affected by the 5G. I'm not gonna play the video just to get a strike, but trees, and then also people are driving by certain places. Now this video was on March 31st, 2020. All right, and the EMF or the radiation is increasing around that area.
I'm going through fish ponds in Bristol, and listen to that meter. They put a brand new transmitter right in the middle of the street here.
So look at the radiation that's counting just driving. They're driving down and it's picking up the radiation coming off of the towers in the car. All right, this is a Geiger counter that's counting the radiation from the 5G installation tower.
People coming up and down this road are getting absolutely hammered. Listen to that, guys, right at the top of the meter. Look at that. It doesn't get much higher than that, and look what it is.
And it's probably higher.
That's what we're going past. It is outrageous.
See that? So what is this doing? That's why it says he's going to destroy him that destroyeth the earth. Okay? This man is plotting, man. It's not, you know, certain things are taking place behind closed doors that we don't know, but it's happening, man. All right. And then you have 5G wireless, a dangerous experiment on humanity. So this is just more videos. Let me add this to my watch later list. But let me play this real quick.
Cell phone tower on the campus of a California elementary school after some parents.
So now people can say, "Oh no, it's you know, being conspiracy theorists, nothing really happens, cell phone." No, but this is proven that it causes cancer in a case that actually involves Sprint. So watch this.
That it may be linked to several recent cases of childhood cancer. Now, those families at Weston Elementary School in Ripping,
claim the tower could have exposed their kids to harmful radiation. Sprint says the tower is safe and has operated well below federal safety limits, but the company turned it off anyway and plans to move it to a new location. Carter Evans spoke to the families at the center of the controversy.
My son missed growing up with his friends. My son lost all of his hair. It's not something that I wish on anybody to watch.
See, that's one child and then 2 children. All right, 3 or 4 children have went through this. I don't want to play the whole video. I'll leave the link. All these videos, I'm just gonna post Lord willing, I can post the link afterwards. But here's the video if you want to look it up on your own and check it out, man. It's worth a look. Now, with everything that's going on now with the 5G technology,
Other one, they are putting up 5G.
There are certain things that help out that 5G, okay? Now, you got this product, all right? I've done videos on this product before. It's called Shungite, all right? And like it says, faith, before I do anything and say anything about that, I want to say first and foremost, faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua is what's keeping us in these last days. All right, no matter what you have, no matter what kind of herbs you take, what kind of, it don't matter if you've been in the gym all the time, but you a scoffer, it doesn't matter, okay? In these times of judgment is going to come to those that it's set for, But like the ones, the hopeful elect, we're going to live by faith, man. That's why it says in Habakkuk, the righteous shall live by faith. That's what we have in this thing, but there's certain things that are out here that can help. Just like if you say, let's say like this, health is, what does it say? Bodily exercise profited little, but it still profits. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, just like you can still exercise, but you can't sit in this truth and do nothing. Just eat bad food and sit there and chill out all week, but then go out on the highways and byways. It don't work like that. This truth is about you taking care of yourself on a spiritual and a physical level, man. All right, because you got to be at your best. Just like there's a dietary law, that means what you eat and how you put stuff into your body is important. So the same thing with this thing that's going on now, the things that you keep around you, just like right now, it says don't trust your enemy, man, at all. Esau's Wi-Fi, Esau's stuff, you can't trust it, man, because there's a malicious, what's it called? There's a plan, there's a malicious plan for everything that Esau has out here. Okay, it's to benefit his agenda. So nothing out here you can't distrust. So let me look here. Because I had a video where this Shungite is killing, or this radiation. Yep, here we go. Affects Wi-Fi radiation, not 5G. Wi-Fi radiation itself affects plant growth. So these students did an experiment on seeds because they were having issues with concentrating. Okay, so I'm gonna play from here. So they started wondering what's going on with this Wi-Fi. So they did an experiment, and it says it started when girls noticed they were struggling to pay attention at school and wondered why this was happening. Okay, so we'll keep going.
Pay attention at school and wondered why this was happening. We all think we have experienced difficulty concentrating in school if we had slept with the phone next to our head, and sometimes also experienced having difficulty sleeping, explains Lee Nielsen, one of the students in the experiment. The girls decided to conduct an experiment. Does Wi-Fi cause lack of focus? The experiment. 400 cress seeds were separated between 12 different containers. All the containers were kept in the same room, at the same temperature, with the same amount of water. 6 of the containers were placed next to a Wi-Fi router, which emit the same type of radiation as a regular cell phone. After 12 days, the results were clear. The cress seeds that were kept as far away as possible from the Wi-Fi router grew healthily and became green. The seeds next to the router, well, let's just say they didn't make it. It is truly frightening that there is so much happening.
So the ones that went by the Wi-Fi grew, or that would not grow, it stunted their growth. So that's perfectly fits into population control, man. So if it's over here cooking your sperm and altering your sperm to where it can't produce or it can't germinate in the woman, that cuts down population control right then with the Georgia Guidestones, man. All right. So these radiation is stuff is actually happening. I'm showing this video so Jake can see that it's actually affecting things out here, especially your body. These are just outside sources that you can pinpoint. It's like the canary in the well, or the canary in the mine. The canary starts dying, you better get out of there, man. Okay? So that's the same thing with the seeds and different things like that. They're the canary. Actual bees, man. So now, let me see. Let's go to bees, because bees are another form of a canary, right? So this right here, this man has shown he's going into the fact of Shungite, okay? Because he tried it with his bees, right? Because bees were dying. Let's go right here and look at this. 5G bees. See? 5G towers affect bees, birds, trees, and people. Fact or fiction? You can go into it, but like it says, it's killing the bees, man. It's killing birds. It's dropping dead because we've noticed there's been a lack of bees. It's called a colony collapse, all right? So if you see here, colony collapse, source bees dangerous of cell phones and Wi-Fi, all right? So, I mean, I want you, Akim, to go look at these videos and do research for yourself. But this guy right here has went into it and showed that just painting Shungite dust on the beehives, this is what happens. Let's go.
Honeybees are important pollinators that make it possible to enjoy all of the fruits and vegetables we love. Many bees are struggling with colony collapse disorder and other environmental hazards that are reducing their numbers. Derek Condit, co-founder of Cosmic Reality Shungite, joins us today to talk about how Shungite protects bees and the environment. Welcome, Derek.
Thank you, Kathy. I'm excited to be here to share a message regarding Shungite. I appreciate it.
Derek, can you tell us a bit about your background in beekeeping and environmental?
And the only reason I want to bring this video out is to show you that, because Jake don't be in the beehive and beekeeping, man. We curse people. All right, we barely can make our rent. We don't got time to be messing with bees, man. You know, I would like to mess with bees. I have no problem with bees, man. You know, I mean, if I could be trained and, you know, jump into it, I'd like to do a beehive, man. I like nature, period. You know, being in captivity, it makes you miss things that you could do as a human, man. Just a man out here, you know. But back to the subject at hand, these are ones that are experiencing these things on a level where they can speak about it. I can't speak about what happened into the bees directly because I don't have a beehive, or I've never owned a beehive. I don't even know how colony collapse works. But one of my good I ain't gonna say good friend, but a guy that I do a lot of business with, he has his own beehive. He actually deals with bees and he deals with Shungite. So I am taking his word. You know, I'm listening to him, and then I'm getting other videos and researching for myself before I make a conclusion. You know, you got to weigh the matter out. And this is the conclusion I've come to, that it's actually affecting the bees. Okay, so he's gonna go into a little bit more. That's why I just wanted to explain why I'm using this video particularly.
No issues.
I actually started as a beekeeper 4 years ago now, and because I'm an organically minded individual, if we have the option, I prefer to have no chemicals involved in not only my own lifestyle, but in the bees as well. So we undertook beekeeping, starting again organically and choosing an option to have no chemicals whatsoever, with really good results on the beehives, but we still had losses, as many beekeepers do around the planet, for something called colony collapse disorder. So we undertook a research mission of figuring out different ways of approaches and things we can do to help with that. And that's where we came across Shungite and started exploring the uses.
Could you please tell us more about the harmful effects of EMF and Wi-Fi?
Sure. EMF and Wi-Fi frequencies, as they're often called, or signals, are what's known as non-biocompatible. So they're non-harmonious to living creatures, not just bees, but humans and plants and all animals, really. So when you're around these harmful frequencies, your body, and be it a bee or a human, is in a state of repair continually, which keeps you from being at your peak state of being. So Shungite has an effect on these frequencies, attenuating them or changing them.
So all it is just allowing you to just be normal. Okay, this is not advancing. It's not allowing you to, do this and do that. No, it's just allowing nature and life to be life, man, without having these outside effects. Esau has been affecting the human body for so long now that it's not even, we don't know the effect. That's why Elder Apostle Ricard mentioned that we are GMO babies. A lot of us have been bred in this toxic life, man. This toxicity. I can't pronounce that, Salakia. So we're in a toxic state. So what these things help is just to shield you so you can just be normal. That's all it is, because Esau is done. That's why when we get away from this place, just when the Lord delivers his elect, we're going to have new bodies. But just being out of Babylon, if we were just taken out of Babylon as is, we'd feel a total change, man. Being away from cell phones and Wi-Fi and constant positive energy, man. It's not good for you.
So, to be in its peak state of being as well.
So, Derek, what exactly is Shungite and how does it help bees?
Shungite is actually a carbon mineral. It started as an asteroid, scientists determined, and it's located in one spot on the planet in Karelia, Russia. So this Shungite has a molecule in it called C60, and this molecule has the ability to actually attenuate or have an effect on harmful frequencies that we're talking about. So when Shungite is integrated...
Okay, so let me give you a little... this is something that I can actually speak on. I don't know if he'll go into it, but the guy I deal a lot with my the health food store that I go to, one of his customers was speaking to me one day, and his customer has a bigger beehive or bigger bee operation than he does. So the guy put a piece of this Shungite in the beehive. He didn't paint it. He just put a piece of it, right? The bees, they produce, it's like glue. It's almost like a putty that they produce, they put over the honey. When you get a honeycomb, let me show you, Akim, real quick. And this is a different type of lesson, so bear with me. So when you get a honeycomb, there's a shell around the end of it. Okay, let me find that hard stuff. Okay, the stuff you see right above the honey, that hard film that goes right on top right here. The bees produce that to lock in the honey. It's like a form of glue for them, okay? So what happened when the guy, he was telling me, he said that when he put it in there, he didn't know what they would do. He knew it would help the beehive. The bees cemented the actual Shungite piece in the beehive. They didn't want it to go. They went in and cemented it. They went around the edges and cemented it in the beehive, so the bees know that it's actually something that they want in their beehive, man. That show you the creatures. That's why Solomon said, "Go to the sluggard, go to the ant, thou sluggard." So animals have a keen sense of showing you things in the aspect where you can't see it. All right, they'll tell you something. They'll show you something that benefits you. That's why Solomon was always into nature and always into these things, because it helped show them things that you could sort of hear. I'm trying to word it the best way. you can see things in the animals are showing you things that you possibly can't see. So the bees in the guy's beehive, they went in and they cemented the actual shungite piece in the beehive so it wouldn't be taken out. So that's just a testimony that I can tell you. I don't know if it'll tell you on this video, but that's just a personal testimony that I've heard and been witness to, okay?
Either around an individual, or in our case, mixed into the paint of a beehive, or we paint the exterior. In essence, we've created what's called a Faraday cage, stopping or attenuating the harmful frequencies from reaching the bees while they're at the hives, thus promoting their peak health. And we're actually in our 4th year now, and to this point, we've had no colony collapse disorder losses in our beehives. That's a all too often outcome for beekeepers due to, again, the harmful frequencies and chemicals in our environments. But with no losses from any of this for our beehives, they have great potential, and we've spread our message and mission now around the globe, helping other beekeepers.
And this guy right here has went to multiple different places. I think he's running on about 500 million. But this is just different videos to show how Shungite affects just Wi-Fi and different things like that. So I'm going to play this real quick, and then we're going to go into some scriptures. And that's an EMF reader, okay? That's an EMF reader that measures radiation and EMF signals, okay? While your normal Wi-Fi router you got in your house is putting off that energy, right? Look what happens. And its conductivity. So this is one of the only stones that actually can conduct electricity through it. Just like copper, coal doesn't do it, and this is on a family of coal, so it's something else, all right? And they just have a pyramid here. You can do anything can really work, all right? Yep. And then also your adapters, this you plug your plugins to, they give it off to. EMF detector. And that's coming from and then this is just a protector shield that you put on your phones and different things like that. Let me zoom in. This is your light switch at your house. Your normal everyday light switch, it puts it off too. Yep. So let's get into these scriptures real quick and we're going to close on out. I just wanted a few scriptures to prove that, things like this are given, certain things are given at when times that you need it, man. All right. And this is Exodus 15 and verse 22. Because the Lord can instantly do something. Don't get me wrong. Miracles are nothing to the Most High to make happen. But certain times the Lord gives products that's already on the earth, man, to help out situations with Israel. All right. This is the only thing I wanted to do is filter it through the scriptures. Because if it ain't through the scriptures, then it ain't gonna add up, man. This is Exodus 15 and verse 1. Let me go down to verse 22. Or verse 21. And it says, and Miriam answered, verse 22. So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink the water. Morai, it says in the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. That means they were contaminated. You couldn't drink the water. That's what bitter means. Let's go into that word so we can back it up. The word there for bitter is mar. All right. It says bitterness, water of food, of harlots, and of wickedness, of pain, bitterly. All right. So it wasn't good to drink. It was bitterly. It's pretty much contaminated, right? And it says bitter for the name. It was called Morah. All right. It says the people murmured against Moses, saying, "What shall we drink?" And he cried unto the Lord. It says, and he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree. The Lord didn't just cleanse the waters. Did the Lord come down, send the angel or tell Moses, put thy staff in the water and cleanse the water and tell the people drink? No, the Lord provided something that was already around that area or already on in the vicinity to do it, man. The Lord does it through miracles and does it through actual things that's right there, man. And it says, and he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree, which when he cast it into the waters were made sweet. Because sweet water is high pH water, good water. If you ever tasted good high pH water, it's got a different type of pep to it, man. There he made them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them, and said, if thou wilt diligently hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear unto his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. So the Lord can heal us in these times, man. Why everything is happening with especially, I didn't even know this verse was going into this, but they're showing you that the Lord will heal us while he's jacking up these Egyptians, these modern day Egyptians. You got Israelite Egyptians because they want to be Egypt, man. They want to go into Esau's way of life. So they're going to be caught up with Esau's way of life. But to you men out there, you hopeful elect, the Lord going to take care of us, man. Even he's going to give us the things to help us. It might just be a straight miracle, or he'll give us products and different things, just like he gave Moses that tree, man. All right. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I know it went on a little bit longer than needed, but Abaratazar was edifying. And with that, I want to give all honor and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Yukar Kadash, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushua, Ba'ashem Yukar Kadash, Shalom, Akim.